waiting with eager anticipation to see what happens at Turning Point USA. What are the kids going to do? Because I think the kids have some questions. And Megyn Kelly did a good job of answering that question diplomatically. But I'm under the impression that Tucker Carlson is slated to be the keynote speaker of the next Turning Point USA event in December. And I have half a mind to go and see how that all plays out. We were told that allegedly Candace Owens was getting invited to Turning Point USA in short order had Charlie Kirk not been killed. He apparently wanted Candace back on stage. She even alleged that 2 weeks before he was killed, that he sent an internal memo around Turning Point USA saying that they were going to officially abandon their stance on Israel and open up the floor to true free speech again. And I would love to see proof of that. I mean, Candace Owens challenged TPUSA directly on camera in no uncertain terms to prove her wrong, to call her.
Well, I mean, you know, I don't know if Tucker's going to be in. That's going to be, so we have to wait to December to see. And it will fall with the pattern of everything I'm talking about then, right? Is Tucker Carlson going to be at TPUSA in December? I kind of don't think so. And let me just go through all my bookmarks with you guys. There's been a lot going on in conservative media, if you will. So like I said, we know that they're going to be with J.D. Vance. Also, here we go. They were calling, apparently they called Charlie's death 9/10. Like a
time for this, so let's just get right into it. 1:36. Let me tell you something I'm not sharing with anybody. But the last message that Charlie Kirk gave to me before he joined his creator in heaven was he said that we have to dismantle and take on the radical left organizations in this country that are fomenting violence. That was the last message that he sent me before that assassin stole him from all of us. So that is a powerful clip. Stephen Miller said something similar when JD hosted the show on the Monday after he was assassinated.
You know, it's like they get to tell Charlie Kirk's story. You know, how do I know that's true? And what are they considering to be the left? I told you, they're going to call me the left because I don't agree with a lot of things that he said. You know, and I'm unequivocally telling you I am not on. How do you know somebody's on the left? What makes him on the left? This is why that Tyler Robinson thing really didn't sit well with people, because it's like, oh, he's on the left. Well, why? Oh, well, because he hated Charlie Kirk. Okay, but did that make him on the left? Oh, we found a trans boyfriend. And still does that make him on the left? Right? Please, they got it. Wait, hold up. We found hold up. I just thought about this. So they said, you know, we found a trans boyfriend or whatever you want to call it, right? And so immediately, because this person has a trans, friend or whatever. Now they did say there was something etched in the bullet, supposedly. I don't know, but the minute that they said that there's anything trans, everybody thinks the left, right? Well, here you go. I'm Lady MAGA USA. I've supported Trump for 5 years. I reject the alphabet mob. I'm voting for Trump in November. God bless America. This is a guy, okay? And this is a right wing. Here's your conservative, right? What's the difference? First, that's why I asked the question too. When it comes to when it comes to conservatism and liberalism in America, I seriously do not know what the difference is. I just think that conservatism just takes a little longer to get to the same spot as secularism. Okay, so here you go, right? But as soon as people hear trans, people think left. Oh, trans left. I'm just going to head bookmark this so that I can say this. Like, you know, it's funny to me. Like, as soon as they said that Tyler Robinson had a trans, connection, so, oh, he's a leftist. That's not a leftist. That's y'all homie, right? This is why it doesn't, they're hypocrites. They are hypocrites. They are. And so now they want to call this, Andrew Colvin saying Secretary Bessent. Secretary Bessent. Like, why is Bessent? Bessent's never been on Charlie Kirk's show. Like, what is going on? Just revealed just how determined he is to dismantle the far left group funding domestic terrorism. Let me tell you something. People are thinking like, oh, it's just Soros. It's just Soros. Like, no, they're going to call anything that. They can call somebody who did this. Like, let's say I give money to some nephew or something who happened to be a Democrat or something. I don't know. Is that a thing? Here you go. I just funded extremists. It is, you have to be literal with excuse me, the words, people, they always say you can indict a ham sandwich. Okay. We have started to compile a list, put together networks, and there's a long record here. Powerful words from Secretary. Do you know that some of the space groups that I'm in on Twitter would be considered, leftist propaganda? It's not that I'm sitting on leftist, but I'm talking about that nation that people are questioning when it comes to Charlie Kirk. So surely I must be a leftist, right? Michael Tracy says, sorry to interrupt the end of this martyrdom PR ritual. You've been it's not just me, by the way. You've been performing for the last month. But a top government official calling Charlie Kirk's death a domestic 9/11 is actually a total nightmare for civil liberties and much else. Of course, you'd find it powerful, though, and it's true. This is what they are doing with that boy's name.
There's nothing to debate. I'm on Israel's side. Just stop. Me observing
I totally agree
that you're losing the propaganda war and that this has gone on for about 2 years now. And look, I pulled the stats. Support for Israel's military action in Gaza by party ID. GOP in June of 2024, 76%. Now 71%, so they lost 5%. Dems in October of 2023, 36%. Now it's at 8%. Independents, October 2023, it was 47%. Now it's 25%. You go under 30.
I think we need to go live and I keep saying this. Really look at this video again. He is not focused in this video. Father God. And I think this was a month before.
35, you have almost zero support across the United States, your closest ally. I see what's happening, and it's my job to comment honestly on it. Totally. But I am sick of being lectured on, you have to see.
She's busy not paying attention because she's talking about herself. Okay, I would have been like, "Hold up, you good?" I would have been like, "Cut the mic, y'all, cut the cameras. You good? What's going on here?"
Exactly as we see and support everything, or you're against us.
So this is so important, Megan. And again, you cannot say everyone in the pro-Israel, and I don't say it, acts that way. But I got texts about you, Megan, saying, why is Megan doing the bidding of Hamas? I was like, what are you talking about? Megan's the best. She's amazing. And I said, why are you texting me about Megan? And I at that point, and so this is what they don't understand. You and I, Megan, and Tucker is in the same category, and they've tried to go after Tucker. Yeah. Is that the more you attack our moral character, the more we're going to double down in a direction, because 100%. Screw you, I don't do it that way, okay? Right. Tell me I'm wrong. Cool. Tell me if I got my facts wrong. By the way, on the Epstein thing, Naftali Bennett says he wasn't an Epstein agent. We have to be pursuers of truth. They've denied it. Fine. Let's keep digging. Okay, fine. But the thing that I think is being lost is on some part of the population, you can scold them into silence, right? Mm-hmm. But if I have any deviation of a purity test, any deviation whatsoever, such as hosting a focus group, right, Megan, with a bunch of our students that went viral, having Dave Smith or Tucker at my event, it is all of a sudden, Charlie is he's no longer with us and all that. I said, wait a second, what do you mean? What does with us mean exactly, right? Mm-hmm. I'm an American, okay?
When this interview first came out, this episode first came out, I remember when it first came out because I was busy talking trash about it the next day. And I was watching Nick Fuentes, and he was talking trash about it the next day too, because it was it was like, now you complaining now. How about people who've been going through this for long, not me. I've been through my share of terrorism from these people, but not, of course, in a way how, but, so I think we were more frustrated, disappointed, not with Megan, but with Charlie Kirk, because it's man, you say you stand for all this stuff, man. Come on, man. How do you not know about clean break, bro? That's how I felt. And so I never really took time out to sit down and watch this clip and look at his face. Now, I watched another clip of Charlie Kirk, and I was looking at his face. It's when he had the rabbi on to say that nobody was starving in Gaza, and I thought that was the most craziest thing. But I said, this guy, something's wrong with him. I said, he can't tell these lies without being assisted. I said, allegedly. I said, something's not right here. This man had the weight of the world on his shoulders. And my conclusion to all this is that sadly, the weight, like, it's heartbreaking. A man like that has the weight of the world on his shoulders, and there was no one around him that he could trust. That is how I feel. That's how I feel. Sorry. That's just how I feel. And I'm allowed to feel that way. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.